Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the well-known parcels identity as we have discussed earlier, and the application to solve some integrals or to find the value of some integrals with the help of the parcels identity. First we write the parcels identity. Parcels identity. We will define the parcels identity for the complex Fourier transformation, Fourier cosine transformation, and the Fourier sine transformation. So what is the parcels identity? First we define it. Parcels identity for Fourier transform. What is the parcels identity for the Fourier transform? Is minus infinite to integral minus infinite to infinite fp g star p dp is equals to integral minus infinite to infinite fx g star x dx. This is the parcels identity for the Fourier transformation or complex Fourier transformation. Here fp and gp are the Fourier transformations of the function fx and gx, and star signifies the complex conjugate of the given functions. Now if we take gx is equals to fx, if we take gx is equals to ax, then this identity reduces to minus infinite to infinite fp f star p dp is equals to integral minus infinite to infinite fx f star x dx. And as we know that fx into f star x is the modulus of fx whole square, so putting the value we get the parcels identity for Fourier transformation in this form h the parcels identity for Fourier transformation. This can be reduced in this form: model integral minus infinite to infinite modulus of fp whole square dp is equals to integral minus infinite to infinite modulus of fx whole square dx. This is known as the parcels identity for the Fourier transformation or complex Fourier transformation. Second one, if you find the parcels identity for the Fourier cosine transformation, so for Fourier cosine transform, this identity can be written as integral 0 to infinite fcp gcp dp is equals to integral 0 to infinite fx gx dx. Here fcp and gcp are the Fourier cosine transformations of the function fx and gx. If we put here gx is equals to fx, then this identity reduces to integral 0 to infinite modulus of fcp whole square dp is equals to integral 0 to infinite modulus of fx whole square dx. So these are the two results for the parcels identity for Fourier cosine transformation. Similarly, we can write the parcels identity for the Fourier sine transformation. So parcels identity for Fourier sine transform. Similar as for the Fourier cosine transformation, the parcels identity for Fourier sine transformation is given by integral 0 to infinite fsp GSP dp is equals to integral 0 to infinite fx gx dx. Here fsp and gsp are the Fourier sine transformation of the function fx and gx. Here if we put fx gx is equals to fx, if gx is equals to fx, then this identity can be written as integral 0 to infinite modulus of fsp whole square dp is equals to integral 0 to infinite modulus of fx whole square dx. So these are the Parseval's identity for the complex Fourier transformation, Fourier cosine transformation and Fourier sine transformation. Now we will use these identities to find some important integrals or to prove some important integral problems. So first problem is prove that we have to prove that integral 0 to infinite, prove that integral 0 to infinite dt upon a square plus t square, dt upon a square plus t square into b square plus t square is equals to, we have to prove integral 0 to infinite dt upon a square plus t square into b square plus t square is equals to pi upon 2ab into a plus b, where a and b are positive values. With the help of the Parseval's identity, we will have to prove this problem. So for this problem, solution of this problem, if we use the Parseval's identity, then we assume some functions according to the given problem. So if we assume that fx is equals to e raised to minus ax and gx is equals to e raised to minus bx. If we assume fx is equals to e raised to minus ax and gx is equals to e raised to minus bx, where a and b are positive. If we take these functions fx and gx, then we can find the Fourier transformations of these functions. So first find the Fourier cosine transformation of the function fx. Let this is equals to fc. This is equals to, by definition, root 2 upon pi integral 0 to infinite e raised to minus ax cos px dx. This is the Fourier cosine transformation of the function e raised to minus ax. Now applying the result of integral 0 to infinite e raised to minus ax cos bx dx, we get the result as under root of 2 upon pi. By integrating this one, we get a upon a square plus p square. So if the Fourier cosine transformation of the function fx, that is e raised to minus ax, is equals to fcp, then fcp is equals to root 2 upon pi a upon a square plus p square. Similarly, we have taken gx is equals to e raised to minus bx. So if Fourier cosine transformation of gx is equals to gcp, then this is equals to Fourier cosine transformation of gx with respect to p. By definition, this is equals to root 2 upon pi integral 0 to infinite e raised to minus bx cos px dx. Again, using the result of the integral 0 to infinite e raised to minus ax cos bx, we get the value of this one is root 2 upon pi b upon a square b square plus p square, number 2. So for these functions fx and gx, we have obtained the fcp and the gcp, that is the Fourier cosine transformations of the function fx and gx. Now using Parseval's identity for Fourier cosine transformation, using Parsells identity for Fourier cosine transform. We know that the Fourier cosine Parsells identity for the Fourier cosine transformation is integral 0 to infinite FCP into GCP dp is equals to integral 0 to infinite fx into gx dx. So putting the values of fx gx and fcp gcp, we get the value of this one is integral 0 to infinite fcp is equals to root 2 upon pi a upon a square plus b square. GCP is b root 2 upon pi b upon b square plus p square into dp. This is equals to integral 0 to infinite fx into gx. Fx is e raised to minus ax, gx is e raised to minus bx dx. Or by solving this, we get this can be written as 2 upon pi or 2ab upon pi rather, integral 0 to infinite dp upon a square plus p square into b square plus p square is equals to integral 0 to infinite e raised to minus a plus b into x dx. Now if we integrate right hand side, we get this one as integral a to e raised to minus a plus b into x upon minus of a plus b, and the limits are from 0 to infinite. If we put the limits of x 0 and infinite, we get this is equals to e raised to minus infinite is 0, e raised to 0 is minus 1, so this is 1 upon a plus b. So we get the value of the integral 0 to infinite dp upon a square plus b square into b square plus p square. This is equals to pi upon 2ab into a plus b. So if we substitute or if we put or if we replace p by t, then we get integral 0 to infinite dt upon a square plus t square into b square plus t square is equals to pi upon 2ab into a plus b. Pi upon 2ab into a plus b, which is the required result. So with the help of the Parsells identity, we can find some important integrals or the values of some important integrals slightly easier than the traditional method. Thank you very much.